Today will be a very fun video. I've been talking a lot about Bulldozer. I'm sure you're tired of it. But I'm going to talk about three 3-star units that all ignore defense, that hit like a Mack truck. We're going to compare all three. If you like my videos and like my content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell ding-a-ding-a thing so you know when I post a video. Let's go, baby. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the three units that we're going to use today. Number one, obviously, Bulldozer. You might as well make him bald and look like me for how much I talk about him. I'm sorry. We're going to compare Bulldozer today with our Sky Arena boss, Mr. Copper. He needs more setup, and his skill animations are a little bit slower. And when I mean a little bit, I mean sloths are faster than him. However, if he hits like a truck. And next is to compare both of those to a new unit that I just recently got, Light Imp Taru. I've been waiting to get this imp since day one. I did get him on one of the last summon sessions I had. Finally was able to max him out after my other priorities. He has the same kind of deal as Bulldozer on his second skill, except he hits 3 times, ignores the defense by 50%. However, it's only attack and not defense and attack like Bulldozer. So we're going to compare all three. We got Bulldozer's stats, 3159 defense, 92% crit, 165 crit damage. We're going to put these same runes on Copper, which gives him 3048 defense, 97% crit, and 165 crit damage. His second skill is the big burst damage, 3 mana cost. It's a single hit, has higher modifiers, but the enemy's defense has to be below half of his. So you may need to build him like defense, and not crit damage on slot 4. What's cool about Copper though is that he has an AoE first skill that does defense break. But I'm going to bring teams to help them out overall, and I'll have a defense break with him with Orbia. So I'll just be testing the damage they do as a soul link. I honestly feel like Copper's second skill, because having the need for target's defense is below half of yours, is that this skill should be an AoE effect and not single target, especially for how slow it is, and I'll show you that during the battle. And then we have Light Imp Taru, 3000 attack, 96.9% crit, 193 crit damage. His stats are way better, and that's just because of how the runes fall into my lap. Giggity. We went over his skills already. I'll be spamming his second skill. He has a stun on his first skill and a high modifier, so if you can keep him alive in PvP, he actually might be pretty good. Alright, so let's go to our current and favorite testing spot, Naraka. And because we're testing all 3 stars, I'm bringing the Holy Trinity comp of Tian Konomiya and Shannon. But I just want to show you the comparison of the 3. In the last video, I did the DPS meter, but I just want to see the total amount in the time limit before Dragon's Roar. Plus, what I really want to showcase is the big numbers that pop up on your screen and compare the 3 in damage total overall before Dragon's Roar. So let's go. Each of these 3 stars have a 3 mana cost burst. So it's comparable in the mana cost and during the fight. So I think that's why I'm kind of doing it as just the total damage before Dragon's Roar this time. But let's see the numbers, 41,000 for a Bulldozer. So 82,000 damage. Alright, total damage before Dragon's Roar, 578,000. Alright, we're going to bring in Copper. And if we don't have enough defense break to proc his special on his second skill, then I'm going to change things a little bit, because that's what we really want to see. We'll look at the big numbers and see what he does, but we need to make sure we get a defense break. There's a defense breaks, and let's just see the amount of damage he can do. 48,313. I still feel like he's not getting his nuke capability. I don't think he has enough defense. Alright, I gave him 500 more defense. If this doesn't work, I'm going to try to bring in like Helia for Konomiya or something like that. I'm getting the defense buff from Shannon. I feel like 40,000 seems a little low, because I've seen him hit harder in other places. I had to take off crit damage on slot 4 to add a defense flat 15, because 3 stars benefit a little bit more from flat main stats. So let's just see if the 500 defense makes a difference. I don't know if it's just because it's the boss or what. Okay, so 82,000 damage. 85,000 damage. Okay, pretty good. You just need a lot of setup here. So Copper can hit hard, but as you saw, his animation is super slow. It's literally like a sloth. Let's see if I can get a better angle here and see his angle here and see his. All right, 528,000. Lower than Bulldozer and needs a lot more setup. But if you build him, definitely build him more on the higher defensive side. All right, now for the moment of truth. Taru! Been waiting to test this man, or thing, creature. Let's see what Taru can do. I'm hoping he beats out Bulldozer. Obviously, Taru is a frontline, very squishy assassin, and Bulldozer's a lot more tanky and has better survivability. But let's just see what Taru can do. We're going to look at the numbers he can put up, and let's go to town. Defense, break, damage taken up, and let's just see those numbers fly. Oh, that's 3 hits. I forgot about that. There are 3 hits and not 2. So we have like 19,000, 19,000, 19,000. He obviously doesn't need as much setup as he would a Copper, but let's just see the amount of damage he can do over time. I feel like his stats are pretty good. 20,000, 20,000. So that's like 60,000. Bulldozer just does way more damage. But he did do roughly a same amount as Bulldozer. We need the training dummy as soon as we can, so I can be a little bit more precise on testing. And that's it for today's video. I forgot to mention that Light Imp is max skilled and max awakened. And I was really surprised about what Taru can do, because I thought he was actually going to do more damage than Bulldozer. I would say they are about on par in the PvE aspect. Bulldozer has more single burst. He has an AoE stun, and his basic attack is based off of attack. Just like Taru, which is probably where Taru can kind of like be stable with Bulldozer in damage, because he benefits more on his basic attack. His second skill is a single target which does more damage, but his third skill is not high enough for the burst to keep up with Bulldozer. So in PvP aspect, I think Bulldozer is better than Taru. And Copper needs a buff. Yeah, he's a 3-star, but 3 stars need buffs too. 4 stars and 5 stars do as well. And that's going to be a video down the line, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. If you like all my videos, sub, like, ding ding a bell. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!